United States military.
In the middle of the debate over the war, incredibly, this issue about this MoveOn.org ad was debated on the Senate floor yesterday. Democrats, Matt, pointedly saying to the president, look, we condemn the ad, but we want to debate the war. Republicans simply want to debate this ad by MoveOn.
David, thanks very much. David Gregory at the White House for us this morning. Eli Pariser is the executive director of the Liberal Political Action Committee, MoveOn.org, and Laura Ingraham is a conservative commentator and author of Power to the People. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Eli, let me just say, the president you just heard, he called the ad disgusting. He said that it was an attack not only on General Petraeus, but on the U.S. military. In retrospect, do you have any regrets about the ad you put in the paper?
No, this was not an attack on the troops. We support the troops. A lot of our members are Iraq veterans and their families. But we're against the lies. We're against the lies that got us into this war, and we're against the lies that continue this war. And what General Petraeus said to the American public simply wasn't true. So, According to many independent reports, according to the GAO report, according to other governmental reports that said that the violence in Iraq actually has increased in the last several months. And in fact, if you look at the White House's own report, it contradicts what General Petraeus says. It says that ethnic and sectarian violence is up.
Laura, how do you feel about this? First of all, did the ad go too far? Do you agree with Eli that the comments from David Petraeus were inaccurate? Did this kind of cross into some new territory that we haven't crossed into before?
Did you just say, Matt, do I agree with Eli?
No, go ahead.
Look, here, we had 72 senators yesterday vote to condemn the MoveOn.org ad. I personally like more speech, not less speech, so I want Eli to be out there as much as possible insulting people like David Petraeus. I want Eli to be putting out those ads. I think it's better for political discourse to hear exactly what the far left in America wants for this country, and I say more is better.
In other words, you're saying they picked the wrong target because this recent Gallup poll showed that David Petraeus is more popular than the president, than Congress in general, or anybody who's running for president?
Yeah, we have Democrat senators yesterday, a lot of them, voting to condemn MoveOn.org. It was a bipartisan condemnation. And so the fact that President Bush mentioned it, I mean, did Hillary Clinton deflect attention away from Monica Lewinsky when she talked about the vast right-wing conspiracy here on the Today Show? Probably, but you can't really, I guess at the time, you couldn't really blame her. What else was she going to do?
Vast left-wing conspiracy? Dr. Freud, please call your office, Laura.
It's early here.
What about this, Eli? Is there a possibility that in putting out this harsh ad, that in some ways you'll create a backlash that will come back to hurt Democrats running for president?
No, because the fact is, MoveOn represents the 3.3 million members of our organization, but it also represents the majority of this country that thinks that the president's strategy in Iraq is fundamentally
failed.
failed.
What about Barack Obama, who said, look, he thought the ad was wrong. However, he decided not to vote yesterday in the Senate because he said, I don't even think we should pay the attention to it. Give it more attention by taking a vote on it. So it's not everybody in the Democratic Party who's fine with this.
Well, but if you look at what Senator Chuck Hagel said, he said that the Petraeus testimony was a dirty trick. He called it dishonest. This is a Republican Iraq war veteran who said this. And so the fact is that there are a lot of people who believe that President Bush has been using General Petraeus as a political entity here.
In fact, on a conference call yesterday that you held, you went back and you said the reason we felt it was so important to go after Petraeus is Bush has a history of hiding behind the military. All you need to do is look back to 2003 when he had Colin Powell make the case to the UN to go to war in Iraq in the first place. But are you saying that the ends justify the means then? If you want to target the president, why are you sullying the reputation of the general?
Well, look, our first priority is the young men and women who are stuck in an unwinnable war in Iraq. And the fact that the president is more interested in talking about an ad than he is in creating a real exit strategy for Iraq is of great concern.
Laura, go ahead.
We've heard it. Here, look, if MoveOn.org wants to be really brave and courageous, I suggest that you take this act on the road. I suggest you take this little charade that you're doing with your ads and all your little cute little tricks, go over to Iraq, over to Afghanistan, and try it live. Try to do your ad live in front of our troops and see how they react if you represent so many of the troops.
I received a number of emails yesterday from men and women.
Hold on a second.
Matt, here's the story.
let me let Eli comment on what you just said, and I'll give you another word, Laura. Go ahead.
A lot of our members are Iraq veterans who came back from that war, and in fact, yesterday I got an email from someone who was in Iraq who was saying, "Look, we can't speak up against our generals. We can't, but you guys can, and we understand that there is a difference between the generals that are carrying the political strategy for this war and the troops on the ground. We support the troops, but we do not support the lies."
Laura, I'm going to give you the last word on this.
Look. Yeah, thanks. That's nice, Matt. Here's the story. We have progress on the ground in Iraq that has been verified and confirmed even by Democrats who've traveled there. The fact that Eli and his group don't want to recognize it and don't want to build upon it is their prerogative. However, the American people have said they trust our military leaders more than they trust the politicians on Capitol Hill. And keep insulting General Petraeus.
Laura, I'm going to make that the last word, but I appreciate your input. Thanks. Eli, thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's 12 minutes out.